Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Frankenstein, The Monster Returns for the Nintendo Entertainment System. In the last video, we went into a castle as we chased after Frankenstein and we defeated the Dark Warrior. And now the Dark Warrior has helped us by taking us to the Dark World where we can face Frankenstein in his own domain. It's the only way we're going to end this nightmare and save Emily once and for all. And as soon as you press start, things start happening. So these yellow things, you want to hit them with the sword several times. After these green skulls, you also want to jump and hit them whenever you can. Do not grab the red potions. Those things decrease your maximum health. And now it's time to fight some brains. These things take 2 hits each from the sword. And they will fire their eyes randomly directly at where your current position is when they open their eyes. And you just gotta be quick to hit them, as well as attentive. And now it's time to face the man-wolf.
Hey, you have guts! Come on and fight me!
So this guy can be a pain in the butt if you're not ready for him. This guy will leap at you. And he can also pounce at you, which can make him a pain in the butt. Gonna have to use a potion there, unfortunately. Didn't want to do that. You want to use your sword as well as your jump kick to face that guy and do some damage. And keep in mind that if you hit him while he's in mid-jump, you'll want to get away from him after you hit him, because his jump will continue after he comes out of the stun. But for beating the man-wolf, we will get 3-way fire. And now we need to head to the right. So there should be a green orb that should be following us around at this point. Pick that up to refill your health. We're going to need it. And make sure to jump kick this guy and then hit him with your sword. Makes it easier to take care of that little worm thing. And I don't want to get shot here. Thank you so much. Yeah, I do not want to lose the 3-way fire in this section, because having it makes things a lot easier here. And there's another one of these things. I will gladly take it. And I was just out of the range of this thing's attack. Ow. Well, I can still fight these things. It'll just be a little bit of work. So we now have the red versions of these things coming at us now. When these things start coming at you, that's when you want to jump up and hit them. And it takes 3 hits from the sword to beat these things. You do not want these things to hit you a lot, because it can hurt. Why am I giving myself such a hard time? Well, at least those were the last 2. Yeah, if you can jump up and hit them ahead of time, just hitting them once will stop them from moving downwards as they move towards you. And they'll start moving back and forth a bit again before they try to drop down on you again. And now, we gotta fight the vampire.
So, you defeated the man-wolf. I must not take you too lightly, or it could mean my doom. But, know this. You have entered the Dark World.
And you want to hit this guy when his cape is open, and also when he is in his bat form. You also want to beat up the small bats that pop up too. You want to get plenty close to him in order to do some real damage to him. In case you're not close enough, just keep moving forward slightly and striking with the sword until you do manage to hit him while his cape is open. Also, you can hit him while he is in bat form for some damage as well with your sword, but you will have to anticipate where he will go and transform back into his humanoid form again. Anyway, let's go ahead and open this chest, which contains a bomb, which you can use by holding up on the D-pad and pressing B, up and B. And by going to the left, we have this area. You need to be very careful while jumping from rope to rope here. Some ropes are slow, some ropes are fast. You want to make sure that the ropes are all the way to the right before holding right and B and A, holding right and pressing A to jump to the right. As for this guy with the spear, just keep moving back and forth and jump kicking him. That way he'll just stab upwards at the sky every time and you can hit him. And then there's this guy, which is a clone of the Dark Warrior. I'm going to go ahead and use a potion just to be on the safe side. Also, this is probably the best time to use your bomb, because I don't think you can use it on any of the other battles that you'll be having here. Ow. Did not want to run into that attack. How did I run into the sword attack like a goofus? Whatever. I have almost all of my health restored. That'll definitely help with the potion stuff. Let us go to the right and face Dracula himself. I didn't think you'd make it this far, but now your journey will come to a painful end. Come and meet your fate. I forgot to mention something about the rope part before you face the guy with the spear as well as a Dark Warrior clone. That goop that is below the ropes, you do not want to fall into it because it will quickly sap your health, forcing you to use your potions if you can't get out of it fast enough. That's why you want to take your time with the ropes like I did. It definitely helped. Should mention that before I continue with this. So, Frankenstein, he will hop around. Sometimes he makes small hops, sometimes he makes big hops. You do not want to be close to the sides of the screen because it will hurt. Also, it is better to take contact damage from him instead of actually getting hit by the punches. Because if you get hit by the punches, it does 2 units of damage instead of 1 from the contact damage alone. Notice that I'm just using my jump kicks and jump kicks alone here, because that's apparently the much better option. You want to use the sword if you get caught near him and you get hit. I made that look a little easier than it should be. Though, to be fair, you want as much different distance as possible between you and Frankenstein in this battle. So that way, in case he does make a big hop, you won't get hit, and you can plan accordingly. Anyway, by beating this battle, we open this door to the left. Press up to go in once you're in front of it. You've made it! Where's Frankenstein? I defeated him with my sword. Liar, you defeated him with your jump kicks! But if you don't use fire, he will never really die. Use this. You have acquired fire. Ha ha ha! You haven't seen anything yet. My wrath awaits you! And from here, you want to get rid of this hand, and you want to hit our good buddy Frankenstein in the upper torso while avoiding all these fireballs. Alright. Hard part's done. Now we just need to avoid getting hit by a lot of the fireballs. Thankfully, I have 2 potions to work with. Well, 1 now. And eventually, the head will come off. You're supposed to hit Frankenstein when he's low enough on the ground, but you want to move under him so that way you can move past him. Just be right behind him when he spits out the fireballs, and then when he comes down you can easily beat him. And I also made that a little easier than it looked. Or actually was. It's not that hard a battle as long as you come in with enough potions. Just take as little damage as possible throughout this last stage, and just preserve your potions as much as possible from that. And that is Frankenstein the Monster Returns beaten. What can I say? It is good that you are safe. We have endured much, but I am glad that I could save you. Prince! And that leads directly to credits. That has been Let's Play Frankenstein the Monster Returns beaten. Interesting little game from Bandai. This was my second attempt at making this Let's Play. The first one being thwarted because I didn't have enough potions, and I accidentally found out that there were some that I missed in the very first stage as I was looking up what I needed to look up. So rather than give up, I decided to start all over again with the knowledge of the potions from the first level in mind. And I'm glad I did. Thanks to Nintendo Complete, yeah, that channel, for allowing me to get those potions. Anyway, this game, it's got that usual Bandai quirkiness, so I can like this thing to an extent. Also, why are we green there? We're usually orange. And there's a new day rising in the village. Now that we have saved Emily, and the game has told us that the game has come to an end. Though the end is followed by an ellipsis, which means that Frankenstein will return again and... Whoa. Okay. Well, those were eyes. That was our final score. And if you press A, you'll just go back to the title sequence. Apparently the game does that. If you press A once you get your final score. So how does this game measure up? Well, the graphics are more or less easily identifiable. There is a little bit of realism with the player character. At least while you're playing as him during the side-scrolling stages. As if there are any other kind of stage in this game. They're all side-scrolling. I do like that there are plenty of enemies, and you do have portraits for just about every single one of them. Including Frankenstein. Sound and music are alright. There have been better sounding things by the time 1990 rolled around. But this game could have sounded a lot worse. Play control, it's alright. It's even more fun once you get used to some of the weapons like the whip in Stage 3. That definitely helped with the Dark Warrior and made getting through the boss battle in that stage a bit of a cinch. And Stage 4 can be easily done just as long as you know how not to take damage and you just take your time and don't mess up that ropes part. Also, the title theme is also the credits theme. That's weird. And there's the attract mode. Huh. And finally, I should also mention that I didn't have much of a problem with the play control. It can be a little weird to get used to, and get used to some of the quirks, such as losing the magic you get if you get hit. At least you don't lose the fire that Emily gives you in the final second form battle with Frankenstein if you get hit there. Seriously, you will need that to beat Frankenstein, thankfully. Thankfully, you don't lose it from getting hit. But I couldn't really complain about the gameplay. And finally, the replay value. Once you beat this game, there's not much of a reason to go back. There are passwords, but once you know how to beat this game, you can beat it just about every time. And there's just one difficulty that the game has, and it's short enough. You can beat this game in definitely less than an hour if you know what you're doing. So once you beat this game, there's not much that's going to bring you back. And finally, is this worth putting in the collection? Sure, I guess. I mean, it's not like a game I would exactly go out of my way for. I mean, there are worse games out there than Frankenstein the Monster Returns. If you find this one, it's worth checking out at least once to see if you do want to play through it. And if you do want to play through it, it's not super hard, but it's not super easy either. So there's that. This game may have been one of those third-party titles that were made by a quirky developer in Bandai, but I still had fun with it. You might too. Who knows? Anyway, this has been Let's Play Frankenstein the Monster Returns. Hopefully I'll be back with another game. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be bad. Maybe it'll be somewhere in between. Who knows? Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care. Stay safe. Thanks for watching, and see you guys later!